Well, this might be a Deux-Montagnes test train. And I'll explain in a moment what's going on here. Hi, good evening everybody. It's Saturday, October 11th, 2025, 10:50 p.m. Eastern Time. I think I'm going to go back to just saying Eastern Canadian Time or simply Eastern Time. Makes it simpler. But in any event, we got perhaps a special video for you guys tonight. This is going to be something really unique. And I'll set the background here, so to speak. So maybe you just heard or didn't hear that there's no announcements on this train. That's because we may be aboard a Deux-Montagnes test train here on the REM. What do I mean by that? Well, before you get too excited, we're not going to Deux-Montagnes. We'll have to wait like everybody else. We're going to have to wait another month or so. But what's happening is a lot of these trains for this weekend are going from Brossard to Central Station, and then when all the passengers get off, unfortunately that means me as well, us, that train's going to continue all the way through the Mont Royal Tunnel, all the way into Deux-Montagnes. So this is sort of major advancement in the testing phase as we get towards the Deux-Montagnes branch opening up in November, another month to go. When in November? Well, we'll find out. Of course, the other branch here within the island of Montreal, or within the island of Montreal, is going to be, which of course is an Ansel-Orme branch. I don't like the name of that. It should have just said St. Anne de Bellevue branch. But anyways, that branch of course is going to open up next spring. So for now though, we have these interesting little moments going on here on the REM, such as this. And I'm not 100% sure we're on a test train, but based on the fact that there's no announcements being made, I think we are. So what's going to happen as we approach Central Station, you guys are going to see the whole platform is blocked off, so we have to get off, and this train's going to continue north. Of course, the next station after Central Station is McGill. Then we go through the Mont Royal Tunnel, and then there would be Edward Montpetit. And then just past Bois-Franc, which I think is in the Saint Laurent or Huntsic borough, I'm not sure exactly, one of those. That's where it splits off right after there. It goes to Deux-Montagnes in one direction and the West Island of Montreal in the other direction. Now, before I boarded this train, I also checked the display on top here, and there was no posting of which direction. Usually it says Brossard Central Station. So that tells me that this train is definitely going to be a test train. I'm not 100% sure, as I said, but it's looking like it's going to be that way. So it'll be a very unique experience. Last time I took a test train, such as the one hopefully we're on now, was going quite fast compared to usual, especially into Montreal, right past the Samuel de Champlain Bridge. And I'm not the only transit fan or passenger or REM user that has noticed this, but it does seem that it's more consistent lately, the speeding and the braking. You have to be really observant to know what I'm talking about, but you may have noticed that in general the REM sort of, It's pretty smooth, but it, you know, accelerates, deaccelerates randomly sometimes. This seems to be a very smooth ride so far, very reminiscent to what I experienced the other night. So we'll see here as we approach Panama Station. And I do remember hearing somewhere that, in fact, this is the intention of the REM eventually, to be smooth and consistent like this. That train over there says Brossard on the display. By the way, I mentioned this in a previous video. If you guys want to know what set you're on ever, what REM set you're on, just look for the 2 digits here. So this would be 08, so we're on set 8. Don't worry about these right now, I'm still learning what those mean, but second and third digit always tell you which set you're on. Sort of like the Zurich train. Sometimes cool to know. How many sets are there? People have been asking me. I don't know. I don't know how many REM sets there are. I don't know how many are expected to be built, have been built. And of course, go figure, last night when I took this REM, it was a really fast approach and right across the bridge. And it looks like now it's going to be a slower ride across the bridge. So maybe some trains are faster, some trains are slower. But, you know, I'm saying in general, it does seem more consistent with the speed. It's not that accelerating, deaccelerating as much. What could also happen is once we pass the superstructure up here, the middle of the bridge, we may suddenly accelerate quickly. That's what happened a couple of times recently as well. It was a really slow approach onto the bridge, and then once you get off the bridge or start heading off the bridge, it speeds up significantly. Now what's also been interesting of note is quite the opposite. Recently we've also seen REM trains that have slowly approached the bridge and have stayed slow going across the bridge. I uploaded a daytime version of that and a nighttime version recently. Trying to find a spot here on the windshield. It's sort of clean. It's kind of hard to find. A lot of insects and dust and grime this time of year. If you want to film a REM ride, probably the best time would be early winter before the snow comes in, because then you have all that windshield washer fluid that you experience in the winter, and early spring as well, because for most of summer and fall you have these insects to deal with, unfortunately, on the windshields. So you want to try to find those windows of opportunity, no pun intended, And some trains I've noticed are cleaner than others. They tend to clean the windshields more. Or maybe certain trains just get dirtier faster, I don't know. So it's around this point that we usually start accelerating again. Exactly, just as I thought. Oh yeah, this is exactly how it was the other night. The speed that we're on right now, the speed that we're going. Used an app, speedometer app, using GPS satellites to tell you the speed. I think we were going 100 kilometers an hour. And I believe these can go up to 110 kilometers per hour. Yeah, pretty fast. I mean, if you look at the vehicles on the bridge, I don't know what the speed limit is here, but we're going faster than even the fastest vehicles. If you look to our right, the northbound lanes. So now we're slowing down as we approach Deux-Montagnes, Nuns Island Station. So this is where it starts to get interesting as well, because in between Deux-Montagnes, Nuns Island, and Central Station, that's when we start picking up speed again. There's a Brossard bound train. Yeah, they even have the sets written on the sides. So there's set 97 over there. The one that's on our other side. Haven't heard one announcement yet on this train. So you're going to see once we approach Central Station that the platform that this train is going to enter on is going to be cordoned off. It's going to be basically an exit-only platform. And this train is going to continue right through. So this is a section that I've definitely observed faster than usual speeds lately. And as I've mentioned, very consistently as well. I'll switch windows because this way you'll be able to see Central Station, the platform, a little bit better. I was sort of hoping that this train would say Deux-Montagnes on the display. Look how fast we're taking this corner here. Much faster than usual. Probably make another video like this one without commentary, just a natural ride from Brossard to Central Station aboard a Deux-Montagnes test train. Show you here, go back to that window in a moment. I'll just show you a nice central view here of the skyline of Montreal approaching. There we go. Here's another interesting observation. This hill here, coming up right before the final stretch. This hill, we're going full speed down it. Usually it slows down right before we approach this hill. Doesn't do that no more. Look at this, we're going full speed down the hill. And these trains entering service, of course, are coming in through the Mount Royal Tunnel as well, in the opposite direction, so pretty cool. One step closer to the commissioning of the new branches, so I'm excited. So here's where we're on our home stretch, and we're probably going to significantly slow down here. And this is where this train stays on this platform, which it probably will. You're going to see it's cordoned off. It's going to be basically an exit-only platform. I'll try to get a video of this train heading into the tunnel through the glass. And by the way, this scenario that we're filming here, this seems to have only been going on last night, tonight, and tomorrow night. It's going to be happening as well. I'm sure they'll do it again between now and the opening of the other branches. And of course, the big master test is going to be when they simulate service. They call it, what is it, the Grand March? Alright, so what I'll do here, I'll get off the train and right away pass through the fare gates. I'll try to get this train through the glass a little bit north of here. And of course the Mount Royal Tunnel is directly in that direction, right past there. So I'll pause the video and then I'll get a view right around here. So hold on, guys. Alright guys, so here's the train we were just on. So watch this. This is pretty cool what we're about to see here. So they're going to take a moment, make sure the train is empty of passengers. And there it goes. Heading off to the north. Awesome. History. Yeah, man. And soon enough we'll be on those trains, guys. Awesome. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. The final countdown is on.